Ciao Bella! Welcome to Bellauncinettocrafts. This is yet another day of my birthday celebration. We are on day 4. 3 more to go, you guys. And yes, the prizes will be coming up soon. Don't worry. I have them all set out and ready to show, but I'm not going to do it just yet. Because today we are in a completely different space, if you cannot tell. Because today we're going to talk about my grandma. Now, because my beast Nona, right, insisted that I call her Nona, she did not want me calling my grandma, who would be my actual Nona, technically, Nona. I had to call her Grandma. So I had to call my beast Nona, my great grandma, Nona, and then my actual Nona, Grandma. Family rules, things get a little silly sometimes, but that's how it was. Anyway, my pop, right, was really close to me, as we've discussed, and his mom, my beast Nona, is the one that taught me to crochet. But my grandma and I butted heads a lot. I think we were a lot alike, so that had something to do with it. But we also saw the world very differently. She grew up differently than I did. Obviously, she was my grandma. But she also had a little bit harsher view of the world than I did. And I mean, I was a kid, so that's obvious. But even to this day, I don't have the same thoughts about people in the world that she did. And they weren't like bad about people. She just didn't always wait for someone to do something like negative to her. She always was very, put up a wall. So it was very hard to get to her. So I'm not quite like that. And she was always telling me that I have to be more careful. I have to be more careful. I have to be harder. You have to be harder. Anyway, that's not why we're here. We are here because she is the one who taught me that words have power. She did not know how to drive, but she knew how to cook. She knew how to shop. She knew how to get her way. She was born a twin, and she was born very early. So both her and her twin, when they were born, they could fit inside of a shoebox, and their bed was a dresser drawer. So she had to fight very early on. And I think that's part of what made her so fierce. And she was that way in everything. And even in her cooking. So a couple of things that I have. One has been passed down to me. One is something I bought just because I wanted to make life a little easier for myself. So we're going to talk about those today. So one of the things that my grandma taught me to do is to make pasta. Fresh pasta that you hang up to dry, and boy, did it smell amazing. And so I can always taste the difference between what you buy at the store and what you would get at like an Italian restaurant where they make things fresh. But it's not a bad thing necessarily. I mean, not everyone has the time. I certainly don't have the time to make fresh pasta all the time. It's nice to do when I can, but I can't always. So the first thing that I'm going to show you is this. It's kind of heavy. Here, this is something that my grandma used. She had it. I don't know where she got it from, but she had it ever since I can remember. And it is a pasta machine. You roll out the pasta with a rolling pin and you get it as thin as you want it. And then these little places here will roll and these will cut. So these will cut different sizes. So this will be like a spaghetti. And then this would be like a fettuccine, right? And then this would be for like lasagna if you wanted the flat, like lasagna panels. So, and there are other attachments that you can change. Oh, it's really heavy. But you turn it, right? And wherever you put the knob here, so on the side you can put the knob, that's for the flat one. And then this knob, you would just take this out, right, and put it up here to cut the various lengths that you want. Now, I love this machine. We don't have a love-hate relationship. We have a loving relationship. I love to use it. But it can be cumbersome and it can be tiresome. And I'm sorry if I'm like leaning weird, but I had to prop my phone up in the kitchen and I don't really have a place set up to film in the kitchen. So my little thing that would usually clamp to something doesn't work in the kitchen. So you're set up on some boxes. So I'm trying to figure out how to get to you. So the other thing that I have, this is called a pasta bike. And you hold it just like this, or you could hold it like this, right? I usually hold it like this. And you would roll, and this, once you have the pasta cut out, or not cut out, rolled to the thinness that you need it to be, these will come off in various widths to make things as thin or as wide as you want them to be. So these are removable up until the end ones. And they're a little like pokey, but they're not super sharp. So I can hold it. It's not comfortable, but I can hold it. But they do cut through, right, the pasta very well. So I can make various degrees of width with this. And this just makes it easier to just, if I lay out the sheets and just zoom, zoom, zoom right down, it just makes it easier for me. Now, if I'm trying to get precision, I will use this beauty right here. But if not, I will use something else. It also has a knob over here that you can, I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying with the light. Dun, dun, dun. Sorry about that. Over here where you can change the different settings for how thick it is. Let me grab that real quick. I'll be right back. Okay. So, that is what I was going to share with you today. My grandma was, like I said, she was a fierce lady. She put her heart into everything. And even though we didn't always see eye to eye, I think that really helped me just grow as a person. You don't want everyone to be agreeable. The world would be boring. And it would just be the same over and over and over again. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, but it's not always good. Like you don't always have the best ideas. I don't always have the best ideas. So it takes that juxtaposition sometimes to help you grow as a person. And boy, did she help me grow. But always lovingly. I mean, it was never negative. Like where I felt bad about myself. So, with that, your word today, because she would always say, cuciniamo, cuciniamo, cuciniamo. And that's we cook, right? Cucinare is to cook in Italian. And cuciniamo is we cook. So, in the Latin-based languages, right, you add the I, we, you, they, us, right, at the end of the word. And that changes, right, the word. So cuciniamo is we cook. And so she would tell me if I was outside crocheting or if I was down the street with a friend, she'd yell out the window, Christina, cuciniamo, cuciniamo. Okay, it's time to go cook. So I know. So I'm going to put the word here, and you can either put that word in the comment box below, or you can put cook, C-O-O-K. So either one, right, will get you an entry. Remember, you get 1 entry per day. And since this is day 4, we have 3 more days to go. So hopefully I will see you soon. Ciao bella!